Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken, and today is the second day that we are continuing with our plastering, and these are some of the materials that were left, and we've been using them just to fill in the gaps, because I've been mentioning there are some places in the house that need to be filled, like I don't know whether you can see, maybe I'll go inside. So we are using these bricks to fill them up, and also we are having a little bit trouble with the water, so we are drawing them into these cans, then putting some over here. They are just mainly from the borehole, so we are using this wheelbarrow. I think I did a video about it, so it has been really helpful. So with it, we are drawing our water straight from the borehole. I think it has been really raining, and since we are in the rainy season, the borehole hasn't been used ever since. So it has just been collecting water for almost 3 months. Nobody has ever used it, because we use water from the tanks, and even to give our cattle just from the tank. So we are very fortunate, because I know when you're building, water is some of the most important resource that you need to have available. So from this borehole, it's not really that well maintained, because it usually we usually dig it during the dry season, so we haven't really made the upper part, because some time back someone mentioned that we should at least make it well. So we love to remove these wooden boards, these hoods I mean, you're seeing. So the water levels are a little bit high upon to road. So Liam is following me into the borehole, and yeah, so with the help of the borehole, we use like almost 500 liters of water, you can imagine. And you know, today, since yesterday we plastered the dining room, because the guys left a little bit early, I don't know why. So since they made it plastering, they started plastering yesterday. Today we are gonna do curing. Yeah, so let's go and check them out, how far they've managed to reach, because they started the work I think 8:30 to 9, around that time. So I think let's see. Yeah, so some people are working on the kitchen, because that part needed to be filled. It's just the same one as if you look at this part, we are filling it with bricks, because the upper part of the bricks will be above the boards, the ceiling boards, while the two lower courses of stone will be under. So that was the plan. So we are filling them just like this side. This is called the gable. So we never did the one on the inside. Yeah, so yesterday we did the one in the front, we managed to finish. So today we're doing the one at the back. So it's a little bit dark, so this is how it looks like. It's a little bit dry, Liam. So hopefully they'll manage. This is the back side. Miss Fly is seated over there. And, we have a lot of guys actually, because I've realized plastering a house is really hard. It takes a lot of labor, and even cement, sand, water, because you have to make it smooth like this part. Yeah, so this part haven't been done. So I think they're gonna do it today with the help of our masons. So this is the front part. This is the front part. Wow.
Rồi. Bố mà có mà lên.
Đấy là kuma ngian ngian. Bangale.
Kamu mau kita be, mau lên mana ada be. Mana be siapa ya? Mama tahu. Bikin kamu gini ngalah deh ya.
Ah, okay.
Ibu ai ni ibu mau. Kenapa ya men?
Mai wama ko marot. Wabro parogo.
Mama marot. Mana be? Gua paro kan putih dia.
Bia. Usiingie huko ndani. Huko ndani kuna matope. Kuna matope. Yes. Karego plastering kamu semua.
Mana macam ini?
Nyoro nutiogi almost aberio, kawono setiogi almost ochikapa. Akiano apa nodo?
Kau ni dulu ada.
Konto jamani.
Kau nak tahu? Ini dulu ada.
Unataka kufanya kazi? Unataka kufanya kazi? Unataka kufanya kazi? Ingia hapo basi. Ingia. Nakuletea nguo ya kazi. Nakuletea ya kazi. Ya kazi. Yeah.
Merah.
Mwambie habari. Habari.
Michuli. Michuli.
Yeah. So this front part was also done, and we managed to fill it. It took us like a day to just fill it up. We're supposed to also plaster it, or it should not be plastered because it will be above the ceiling board. No one else will see. But if you plaster it, it's gonna hold it so strong because you know that wall is the only wall in the house without any support. Same as the one you're seeing on top of me. And if you don't do them with caution, they usually fall. So if you plaster it, well, you see maji yako. Mwenye atakuona, yeah. So if you plaster it, it holds it more and more. Yeah. So this is the compound and also the house under construction. It's a little bit shiny today, very shiny. Yeah.
Still, more okay. Still. Salim janji betul. Salim janji betul.
Papa. Lima.
Salim janji betul.
Nani yang?
Awal. Oh, siapa yang muka? Apa yang? Kau boleh ni. Kau boleh ni. Kemana dia dah ini? Kau boleh ni tu dia dah gede. Aji. Saya sana aji memang gol. Itu ni so. Eh, lagi gigi ya. Apa ini? Ini mana ada kan? Lo kenyang ni. Ini ada apa sana ni? Ana kalau ni kawan ni dong main apa saja. Kedua ni tinggal apa maluka.
Nak boleh.
Luar malah. Tanya dulu, tanya dulu. Kalau dia mesti kemana? Dia mau kita ke kau, jangan di sini kan.
Kujus mana apa apa.
Ada gigi.
Usifunge mlango anaingia.
Kama tena. Yule mmoja njia. Kama tena. Ukiwa roka. Toro para kitu kwa kwa kitu.
Usifunge mlango. Tena kuna.
No, belum mudah saya memang bukan sekarang dia mau mana ini dia. Mana? Oh, kata. Mau ini mana? Kasi ni video na ya. Maganda. Ini pek mana ada kan? Ini pek. Ninguém mal. Boleh, apa dia ni? Kau nak boleh free. Dia kau boleh free. Ah, mana ni? Lupa kau makan itu. Oh, kamu dah baik free. Cek. Cek lah. Mari. Dia si gol dulu baat kau. Macam tu kita cakap macam kita bila pun. Hai. Oh, ini ni hujan. Good. Dah. Ada. Dapat kau hello. Lejo. Dapat. Naik jangan deh. Dapat screen. Nih, kau mai. Ini gini ni kumana ni, weh. Belum.
Sifunge mlango. Hiyo ndio wanaona nayo. Hiyo ndio wanaona nayo. Songa hapo.
Double tap. Juan. Ini Juan, merah. Dua. Juan. Juan kok kabeh. Kene bebe ndio 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 tena wao. Ndio pesa kwa pesa. No, toya, sio si. Pesa kwa pesa ndio. Ahora pesa ndio wao. Ahora pesa Juan. Mami.
Good you have.
Mimi nabulika. Baby. Mingi.
Pero con nene,
Nah, nó có nhiều bút rồi. Nhà mà chờ chú mình. Tôi đi lấy mà. Em bắt phải rồi này. Em bắt làm ai thế?
So guys, it's late in the evening, almost 5, and the masons have already left. They've done quite a good job. So because they finished the living room and the dining and a little bit of the corridors. So probably today is on a Tuesday on our side because I'm live from East Africa in Kenya. So probably by Friday or yeah, because we are estimating by Friday the whole house will have been complete. But one thing I've noticed with plastering is that it takes a lot of workforce, as I said earlier, meaning if you are maybe doing building your home with maybe a certain number of people, and when it reached maybe for us, because we are not plastering, we've noticed we are using more labor, more cement, actually more materials in short. So doing it's a little bit costly. And I was wondering because I've seen people build houses with blocks or maybe even say bricks. So if you do, because we've done using stones, we are not gonna plaster the outside, we are only going to do key lining on the mortar. The mortar is the one between the stones. So by the time we are maybe reaching outside, we'll only do plastering on the lintel, because you have to do the lintel. But for the stones, we'll do only the key lining, which will really save us in terms of materials that are gonna be used. So I was wondering, the guys that usually plaster the outside of a house and maybe paint, I think they use more capital, more labor, more resources. So for me, I think if any case, maybe I will be building a house next, apart from maybe this. I would maybe prefer stones, because one, it's easy, it takes a lot of space, because the stones, they vary with the size, but it depends on with their gauge. They usually call it a gauge, but generally stones are bigger compared to bricks. Maybe blocks are bigger than stones. So if you use stones and blocks, you finish work fast, because they take up big spaces. And if you use stones, you won't do all that plastering outside and even painting. So you save a lot, like for us. So I think so far, because my parents really want to get in. They don't really want to wait maybe for us to do all those. Maybe they can wait. No, people change their ideas along. Maybe can't really say maybe they'll change, but what I see with them, they're eager to get in. And what I'm seeing that is really remaining apart from plastering is the windows. Yes, the windows, because I think window paints are not really that much expensive, because yesterday we went for ventilations, and the ventilations were really good, and I was so surprised that they are really cheap. I was expecting higher than that, but it was cheap. So for the window paints, the one we went for they were cemented, they were concrete ventilations, and one went for 150 Kenya shillings. Yes, that's like $1. So if you estimate, if you compare also with what we've done, the materials, I think they've been the cheapest so far. Yeah, they are the cheapest materials we've used, because we bought 34 of them. House has 17 ventilations, so pair, they go each pair one ventilation per pair, so that if there's 17, now you use 34, and they were so cheap. Probably I never expected that, but if something becomes cheap when you're building, usually you are happier, because you now incur less instead of more. But so far so good. This is how our living room or sitting room looks like. It's still wet, but this is how it looks. The guys have already gone, and yeah, also this wall, so it's really nice, really nice. So probably the one we did yesterday, we should kiwa this part. The other part we haven't really done. Our next stop, because we've done the living room, a little bit of the corridor, and also the dining. Our plan next is to go to our master bedroom, which is this one. It hasn't yet been done. Yes, so we'll do our master bedroom next, probably tomorrow, and also the washrooms. Then from that we'll now spread to the other bedrooms, the other 2 bedrooms, because it's a 3-bedroom bungalow. And I think so far we've done our best. We've tried to make the job flawless, smooth, without anyone getting injured. You know, when you're building, most people are usually prone to maybe injury. So if you finish your house without any incident, it means the guys will wake up tomorrow, and yeah, with more energy, so that for them also, they are for them to finish. So before I do my video, maybe because we are having Miss Flay around, yes, so maybe I'll bring her on just to say hello to you guys before we finish our video for today. So Miss Flay is here, and let us maybe tell her what she has seen for the guys today, because yesterday the guys came, did half a day,
yeah.
And I was also surprised. But did you ask Dad?
Yeah, hey, yesterday
what,
I got pissed.
what did
Yesterday I felt like there was an issue.
Yes,
But today
there wasn't. Was there an issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
But today they worked on it. Because the issue was,
yes.
First of all, for the work, for the job itself,
yes.
It was well done. That's the job part.
The good part.
The good part. But we were a bit concerned, like we were not really expecting for them to finish a bit earlier. They finished early. And also another case, they were supposed to be 4 masons.
Yes.
Yeah, but the only masons, I'm talking about the top masons, leave alone the handmen.
Yes.
Yeah, the masons who worked were 3, but we paid 4 masons. So that's where I kind of got angry, because how we supposed to pay someone who wasn't work.
The guy wasn't around.
Yeah, he wasn't around like completely. He just
But it seems like he was there overall.
yeah, yeah.
So usually when that guy is around, he must be paid whether he works or not.
Exactly, but at least he could have been there. Like he was supposed to be at least in the picture.
Instructing them.
Yeah, instructing them, because that's their job.
Okay.
Or even if he's a supervisor.
But when you disappear, that's when there is an issue.
An issue. Actually, that's where the issue was. And also another thing is, right now, we are not supposed to pay. I'm not supposed to pay people who are not working. Like, you understand, you know, even if it was someone cannot
you can't disappear.
Yeah, I can't pay someone who wasn't work.
Who is not there.
Who is not there, because
if he's there, at least you are seeing him.
Yeah.
If there's a mistake, you blame him. You pay him or her less. But now when he's not there and maybe there's a mistake, and for us maybe we cannot tell. No, because when you are doing plastering, you have to make sure the walls are straight. So maybe if there's a bump and he's not there to maybe
rectify it.
Yeah, rectify. For us, we can't see. So at least when he's there, and even if he's there and he's not working, at least he's there.
Yeah, at least he's there.
We can have someone maybe to point fingers on if there's an issue.
There is an issue.
But
I love the fact that, because we talked to him.
Yes.
And also, what really annoyed me yesterday, he was expecting the same amount
as the
rest who worked, because I tried to bargain with him. I told him, okay, fine, you are the head of whatever,
the head of the all masons.
Yeah, yes. Let us give you then 500. But he was looking at me with an angry eye, so I didn't want to talk too much, because I was so pissed. So I just had to pay him.
Yeah, but today,
but I think my dad talked to him, and today they made changes. They actually came early, and he worked. We worked. We are not supposed to pay people but we are also in a room for not paying people,
not being taken advantage of.
Yeah. But also we don't need even if you are the supervisor, you should work. We are not
a little bit. Yes. But
also, and you know what? We are also paying him extra money than the rest.
Yes, he's the one getting the highest.
Yeah, still is the one getting the highest.
Yeah, but so far, one thing I noticed with them, because I also asked, so they told me if they are doing a certain room, for example, and they finish at let's say 3, so they're supposed to get maybe go at 4 for 35. So they also work with time, because if they start another room and maybe darkness come, now they won't be able to finish and maybe soften it.
Okay.
And if they don't soften it, they'll have to maybe redo it again tomorrow. That's why maybe if they finish work at 3 or 4,
they close it
there. They can't go to another room.
Lights.
Yes, and if you're doing plastering, you have to smoothen it. So you can put the cement on the wall, but when there's no darkness, you can't really.
And there's no light.
If they work late, maybe they can overwork, and they might charge you now more. They might not really overwork, but how do they say it?
Overcharge.
Extend their usual time. Yes. But it's understandable. They've worked so nice.
And today they have really worked so well.
Yes.
And also, not that they did somewhere extra. They still tackle like just one room. Today they did the living room.
And no, the living room was the biggest room. No, the dining. No, I don't know, but the living room is kinda big.
And also the bedrooms are big.
The master bedroom is big. Yeah.
But I've told my dad.
Yes.
Because also we are trying today. I added 20 more cements.
Yes.
Yeah, which wasn't really the plan. But also I told dad that because tomorrow now they will start with the bedrooms. So instead of them doing the bedrooms and then getting inside the toilets, they should just assume the toilets.
Yeah.
They just do the room and then they go to the kitchen. Cindy.
Yes.
So that we can pimo simit.
Pimo guys is we are working with on a budget.
With what we have at the moment.
So we want to do we're
trying to focus on the
main parts of the house first. for those extra rooms.
Places,
Yes,
yes.
like the washrooms and the rest.
Yeah.
So that was Miss Flair, and thank you guys for watching us.
Yes, guys, you can also go and check me out
Yes.
on my YouTube channel, Miss Fle. Yeah,
Yes.
kindly support us. That's all we always requesting us. And what we mean about support is just by watching our videos, subscribing if you haven't,
Yes.
liking, leaving a positive comment, sharing. That's and not also skipping the ads.
Yes.
That's all support we always request from you guys. So
Yes.
meanwhile, also we are so grateful so far because most of you are like, you guys really support us. We really appreciate you guys. So go and check me out on my YouTube channel, Miss Flame. I will appreciate it.
So bye bye guys, let's meet in our next video.
Sina pesa.